I think the financial's big for me as well, especially the older I get, the more I work. I'm like, I want to be able to know that if I quit my job tomorrow, we are okay. Not that I just become lazy. I can take care of other things, whether it's, we don't have kids at this point, but whether it's kids or our 4 dogs or helping things around the house or doing more of the planning and the budgeting, whatever.
But I think financial security ties into emotional security.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know where you're going to sleep, or you don't know if you're going to have enough food to eat, like one of the reasons that they talk about a universal basic income, or they talk about universal medical care, or they talk about that basically you become 30% dumber. You don't become 30% dumber, but when you do not have food security, or like if your hierarchy of needs aren't being met, and your brain has to think about where you're going to be sleeping, or what you're going to be eating, or whether or not you will be able to take care of yourself if you get injured, makes it impossible for you to be an entrepreneur, because all of that brain activity that should be going to creativity or problem solving in this more creative endeavor is now towards survival. And if you are in fight and flight all the time, you will never be in pursuit.
Agreed.
I think.
Oh, no, I totally agree, because I've been in situations where the financial security wasn't there. Usually when I've been in that situation, I wasn't at a place in my life where I was leaning on the man for financial anything. And even now, like Andrew and I live together, but our finances aren't combined, but we share a lot, right?
Of course.
But kind of like roommates would financially, and he takes care of a lot of other things as well. But this is the closest I've ever been to like 100%. He just bought us a house, So 100% like leaning on the man.
I love that for the two of you.
That's so great. I love our house. I'm always like, he bought the house, and I like don't stop calling him Big Daddy. I'm like, Big Daddy bought me a house.
Betty hates that.
Yeah, he hates it so much. But then I started using it all the time. I'm like, oh, well, Big Daddy, get up and go get me a snack. Well, Big Daddy, give me some drink. And he was like loving it. And then he's like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But where was I going with that? Oh, the relationships where I've been in the past where I didn't need to rely on them financially yet, because we weren't close to marriage.
Right.
We were living in different states. I'm doing everything financially on my own for me. But once I won't get too into this detail, but once a situation got real quick where it's like, this person is going to have to provide financially. And as soon as I remember I was, in a serious relationship, that situation came up and I knew they couldn't. Things changed for me fast. And some men are going to hear that and be like, oh, you just go there. No, once I knew this man needed to provide and protect then, and not have potential for the future to provide and protect, and that he wasn't going to be able to, I got out so fast. It just brought clarity so fast. Any of the romanticizing about we connect emotionally and mentally, and we just have such this bond on a spiritual level. I found out quick what my priorities were. And I was like, nope, I need someone like my dad. My dad's always been able to provide for my mom and the 6 kids. And my dad, I don't think he'll hear this, but I don't think he's the strongest emotionally intelligent person, but he tries. He really tries, and it's gotten better over the years.
For them.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
Like my dad, loved me very much. Showed me every day how much he loved me, but I think maybe told me twice, 3 times my entire life.
My dad definitely told me, but it was he'd take me out at 8 years old and be like, so if you had to marry 3 people right now, who would they be? I'm like, 8. He did this all growing up, which taught me the most important thing in your life is to get married and how many kids you want, whether he was trying to do that or not. And so now I'm 36, not married. And part of that was a little like,
right, a little generational rebellion.
Yeah, that's not I'm sure part of that was. And the other part of it being I didn't meet my person until I was 34. Yeah. But
I'm 48. Still in that line.
And you know what?
My Wonder Woman's out there. I just gotta.
She's out there. I just there doesn't have to be a time frame on it. Don't rush it. You don't want to end up with the wrong fucking person.
That's my biggest fear.